What an adventure going up to the Yellow Mountain. Learned a lot during this trip. So, what did I think of it? I thought it was hard. I thought it had a lot of obstacles. I wasn't prepared for it honestly, and that's why I'm very excited to do it again next time. But next time I do it, the few things that I would do differently is one, I wouldn't reserve so many. I wouldn't reserve like everything so early. Like I reserved like two hotels or hostels, and I didn't even stay at either one. Actually, I changed my one of my train tickets to get here earlier. It's around 1 p.m. right now, and I was supposed to arrive at 3 a.m. the next day. I'm really glad I came earlier. I got some work done for this week. I have a great plan for my kids now. We're gonna talk about different foods, and I'm excited because it's gonna be very fun. It's gonna be very game oriented, so that's gonna be good. The as for the my hair looks terrible. Uh, as for the more on the trip, actually, this was an interesting trip because I got to socialize with different people, people from America and people from China, and I'm coming to realize that socially I'm more inept for people from China than I am for people from the U.S. I find people from the U.S. very selfish. I find them very shallow. Actually, I find them very jealous. To be honest, they don't really care too much for sharing. They care a lot about just kind of expressing their opinion on things. Kind of like I'm doing right now. Honestly, I don't like talking like this, but the truth of the matter is that I met some I met some foreign students over the weekend, and they weren't very nice. They were they I what I did was I was heading up the mountain, and I noticed them, and I said, "Excuse me, you speak English?" And said, "Yeah." And I said, and then they told me, "Hey, are you going up that way?" And I said, "Yeah, I am." And they told me that actually it was closed, so I went back down, and I started just kind of talking with them, but they didn't really seem interested in like talking about anything. They just seemed kind of, I guess they were just tired about the trip. But the weirdest part was I left them alone, and I just kept running into them, and it's just it felt like, and it's just they really felt like I was just stalking them the whole time, and that's exactly what I was not trying to do. I was just trying to be myself. I was trying to get going, and I actually ended up I found them in one of the hostels that I ran into, and when I got there, I asked them if they wanted to get dinner or drinks, and they said, "Yeah, we're just resting right now." And I fell asleep, and then I woke up, and they were gone. And then another guy came along and told me, "Hey, these people are downstairs. The same ones in your room." And I'm talking about a lot of stuff that I just don't really want to talk about. The truth of the matter is that I'm kind of like after that I left the hostel, and I got an earlier train to come back to Nanjing. And in between those two events, now and that hostel, I made a friend, a woman who helped me to change my ticket. We met on the taxi on the way back to the train station, and instead of she instead of waiting at the train station for 4 hours, she invited me to join her for a spa, and I got massages done. I got a Thailand back massage, which is like the foot thing. It was incredible. I feel my back feels incredible now. I feel my posture straighter. I feel like I'm breathing easier. I feel like I'm speaking much more easier, and then after that we exchanged WeChats, and it turns out she goes to like Japan every like month. So like when I feel like going to Japan, I think I'm gonna go with her. And that's the thing about here in China, like the focus here isn't in how you speak. It's not focused in how you present yourself. It's in how you connect. That's the art of that is the social life here. How do you want to actually get to know the person? Do you actually want to engage with them? And I've been doing that my entire life, but I've lived in the wrong place most of my life. I tried to listen to people who didn't want to listen. I tried being patient with people who didn't have patience. I tried being outgoing with people who didn't want to do anything. And here I am, and I decide that all suddenly I just change my plans, like, to get for my work and for my job. That's the other thing that I'm learning is like if you want to live, if you want to enjoy, you gotta work. You gotta find work that works. And what is work that works? 3 things. 1, are you listening? 2, are you being patient? So let's flip those 2. So patience. First thing is patience. Do you have the patience to do it? 2, are you listening? And 3, are you having fun? If you're not having fun, then you should be at least listening. If you're not listening, then you're going to struggle with patience. And if you can't hold patience at a job, you shouldn't work there. I am very patient. I love being patient at my job. I can breathe, I can enjoy. I love teaching with my kids. 2, I learn something every day. I'm gaining so many skills for listening and learning. Skills, and it's changing me inside. It's making me like, I don't know, I feel like I'm awakening like a 6th and a 7th and an 8th and a 9th and a 10th sense. I feel like I'm gaining like all these abilities that just like that I still need to work on. Like they're not there yet. They're not there. Like that's the truth. And above all that, I'm having fun. I enjoy being with my students. I enjoy listening to the other teachers teaching me about culture. I enjoy sharing with them about my adventures. But above all else, I just enjoy like looking forward to the next day, and I don't think about what happened the next week or the long term or what I'm going to do afterwards. Like all that is just building up on its own. Responsibilities, like all that, like it's always been simple to me. And the whole point of the Yellow Mountain was to realize the reality of the world I live in. You're not going to get to the top the first time. You're not going to make all the friends you want. You're not going to get it. You're not going to complete it. You're not going to do it unless you try again. And I have so many friends who they just give up. And I got friends who they don't give up when they come with me. But to both people, you know what I say to them? You can do it. I know I can do it. I'm going to do it again. I don't know where my next adventure is going, but there is going to be a chapter 10. I can't wait to share with you guys. And a little thing, here's something that I brought along. I'll show it to you guys. These are rocks. These are rocks that you can that I bought. They're like stone balls that you can use for meditation. And as you can see, you gotta keep them in water to keep the smoothest note going. And they're known for doing this. My friend asked me if I can bring some back. I'll see if I can get you one of these back to you. How bad? You like that? Excellent. That's it for the chapter. I got nothing else to talk about. See you soon. To be continued. Chapter 10.